Hi friends, I am currently in my hotel room. It's my next to last full day in Spain. I fly home the day after tomorrow, and today I was out and about sightseeing and I went to the place where they film Strut from Cheetah Girls 2, and it was really awesome to see that. And I was sitting there afterwards eating ice cream, and at the top of the lookout, a couple got engaged, and it was so sweet. And I think when I got to the restaurant where I was sitting and eating my ice cream, I just sort of got a little sad, I guess you can say that, and it made me want to write, like to get my feelings out. And so I wanted to video diary, I guess you could say, to read my letter and get the words out. Since they're out on paper, I want to get them out into the universe. And I honestly don't know how my emotions are going to go while I read this, but I felt better after writing it. I felt the word I would use to describe it is hopeful. So maybe that's the way I feel after I read this. And I love writing letters. I love the idea of letters, like handwritten letters. And me and one of my friends had talked about that movie Letters to Juliet, and talked about going to Italy to write Juliet a letter and stick it in the wall and hope the secretaries respond to us. So I addressed the letter to Juliet. I am currently going through a breakup. This is towards the end of July. We broke up towards the end of April after 5 years and a little over 5 years. It's 5 years and 2 months. And I honestly don't know if I'm ever going to share this video with anyone because of one, like, it's a very intimate thing that I'm talking about. And two, I don't wish to paint anybody in a negative light. And honestly, I don't share a lot of my business with like a wide range of people either, but maybe it'll help somebody. So if I post it, maybe it'll help somebody else going through a similar experience. But here goes. Dear Juliet, a whirlwind summer filled with new places, people, food, and wonder. In those little moments in between, I remembered. In the happiness and excitement, I remembered the pain of what happened. You never really know how much it hurts until you have a broken heart. I can't go to the doctor, bandage it, or take a pill to make it go away. I think one of the worst parts is that you can still go on, feel like it's okay, and then bam, out of nowhere, a memory comes to mind, a song plays that makes you feel, or you see someone in a moment of genuine love, all reminding you of what you had once upon a time, reminding you of what you no longer have. I've been moving along as if nothing happened, refusing to let someone and their choices steal my joy. Harsh reality check. Fake it till you make it tends to leave out that the teal has no set time constraints. You're just left living and claiming all the happy times you can, hoping that the sadness doesn't hit you. You can keep your mind as busy as you want. Trust me, I know all about busyness. I learned over the last 5 weeks since I've been here alone that moments of quiet do come, no matter how hard you try. Some hit harder than others. Some come unexpectedly. You just have to ride them out. I've never thought that quote about loving and losing, then loving it all, could be relatable or relevant to my life. But I'm glad I was loved, but even more so that I got to love someone else. I know now a lot more about myself, and I know how to better love someone else when they come along. Until then, I'm going to devote my energy to healing what's broken and loving myself. I've gotten to spend quality time with myself these last few weeks in Europe, and I know that I have to be there for me before I can be there for someone else. One thing I have thought about since the breakup was whether it was over before it ended. I honestly don't know the answer to that question. What I do know is that even if I didn't want to admit it to myself, is it ended as soon as some things came to light. I don't want to hold any hate or ill will in my heart. And I care about him and wish him well, but I can do that from a distance. I can enter a new chapter while thinking about the one that just ended. People have called me quote unquote strong, thinking that it ended, I washed my hands clean and I'm fine. That's not entirely true. A few weeks ago, I didn't even know if I agreed with people calling me strong. That was like the only thing that seemed to be true out of, because I knew I wasn't over it. But now I know I'm strong. I know I'm strong. While going through this heartbreak, I have gotten through my senior year finals, completed my bachelor's degree, and I planned and spent the last 5 weeks in 3 different European countries this summer. I can see now that my strength is in my will to still live my happy times despite the fact that my heart was also sad. Strength is found within choosing to give the power to myself and not to my heartbreak. It's still there, but it's not at the wheel. I will be okay. Until then, I'll keep reading epic love stories, listening to love songs, and romanticizing life. It's time to be in love with myself in this next chapter. Wish me luck and self-love, Juliet. Love, Cyan. We can be going through some really hard times, some really sad times when things don't work out how you thought they would work out. But it also shows that life still has all of these beautiful things to offer. And I think that's something that is speaking out to me right now that I want to remind myself to continue doing, is embracing all of these beautiful times that are coming along where I don't need to be in a relationship to enjoy. I got to enjoy this whole summer dating myself. I've been taking myself on dates and I've learned so much about myself. And honestly, I'm not glad that it happened. I'm glad that it happened when it did. I feel like Creator has timing worked out to a point where we're just like, why is this happening to me? But after going through those thoughts, you realize that it happened at a perfect time for you. I need to sit and process, obviously, still some things, but just thinking about how I had all of these things to look forward to though. My mind might have been busy, but all of these happy things were coming. Like I had graduation, I had finishing out my semester interning with my first graders. I had all of these different things, and especially this summer trip. And I didn't know, I thought I was gonna come here and like not think about it at all and just skate on past, like that's not gonna ruin my experience. But I've had a few moments in the silence where I've gotten like a wave of sadness that's just washed over me, and I realized like that's still happening. Like I'm still going through that even though I'm here. And so I think it all like hit ahead today when I was just sitting there, and I know the trip's coming to an end, and I've really been doing a lot of self-reflection over this trip, thinking about me, thinking about my life, and thinking about the things that are important to me. And it made me realize that when you aren't in a relationship, you now have all of this energy to dedicate somewhere else. And I love dedicating energy to my relationship, but I love dedicating this newfound supply of energy to myself in a different way. I love it in a different way. And I feel like with me being in a relationship from the time I was 16 or 17 to 21, I now am entering a new phase in life, but also I get to enter this phase with an opportunity to just focus on me. And I feel like that's a blessing in disguise. Yeah, I really feel optimistic and happy. I'm starting my master's program in like a month. And then in a few months after that, I'll start my student teaching. And a year from now, I'm going to be setting up my very first classroom as an elementary school teacher. And that's just so crazy to think about, that within a span of a year, like in the past year, I would not have seen any of this happening to me at all, which is sad. But also think about it, like how I feel now. Within the next year, so many things are going to change for me, and I am choosing to be excited about it. And as I'm still navigating these newfound feelings, I hope that if I do end up sharing this, somebody can find encouragement in what I've said, and just send up prayers for me that I continue to grow, continue to be self-aware, because I realized that before college, during college, especially before COVID, I was not good at self-awareness. I was not good at self-reflection. I was not good at spending time with me, like genuine time, not just time where once I get home from school, I lock myself in my room and just watch Netflix or read. I mean like time where I'm doing something with myself, like exploring a new place, trying a new food, and then spending dedicated time to thinking about those things. So I hope and pray as this summer is coming to an end that I continue to do that, and also that I don't lose my love of love. I am a big romantic, a hopeless romantic, and I feel like I just love love. So I really hope that I continue to hold on to that love of love, and I'm able to push some of that love onto myself. But I really do think that this is gonna be good for me. And I hope that putting it out there into the universe through writing it down and saying saying it on camera is a step in the right direction towards my growth. But I don't want to make this video any more long. So thank y'all for listening, and here's to the next chapter.